Good morning. I am Dr. Shaikh Musak Rajjak, Assistant Professor in History, Maulana Azad College, Aurangabad, Maharashtra, roll number 17. Now, I am presenting my micro teaching on sources of ancient Indian history. Now, I am sharing the PPT. This is the title of the micro teaching presentation, Sources of Ancient Indian History. These sources can divide it into two parts. First is literary sources, second is archaeological sources. Literary sources also divided into five parts: religious sources, secular sources, scientific sources, South Indian, Tamil, and or Sangam literature, and fifth, foreign travel accounts. The travelers who came from Greece, China, or Central Asia to India and wrote about Indian history, Indian society, culture, etc. These and the second is archaeological sources, which divided into four parts: inscriptions, coins, ancient monuments, sculptures, painting remains, and archaeological remains, which found in excavation. These literary sources today found in archives, in museums, in written manuscript forms, on the cloth, on papyrus leaves, or bhujapatras, or copper plates, or handmade paper. And another archaeological sources found at monuments, caves, Chaityagraha, viharas, and number of museums in India and abroad. The literary sources, which divided into five parts: religious, secular, scientific, South Indian Sangam literature, and foreign travel accounts. These sources also divided in classified in more parts. For example, based on religious sources like Vedic literature, Buddhist literature, Jain literature. Second, secular literature divided into three parts: historical literature, poetry, drama, lyrics, etc. And third, scientific literature. Fourth, South Indian Sangam or Tamil literature. Fifth, foreign travel accounts. It also has the epics like Mahabharata, Ramayana, the dramas like Kalidas and Murchakatigam and Mudrakshasa, like poetries, the grammar books like Vyakaran of Panini, and other translations, critics, etc. And in archaeological sources, we can discuss the inscriptions of Ashoka the Great from our Mauryan Empire, or the inscriptions of Gupta period, inscriptions from Satvana period in Deccan, especially Karle Bhaje caves inscriptions, and another inscription from Vakataka period, Andhra Prutya, Chalukyas, Rashtrakutas, Yadavas, etc. Another archaeological source, we can say coins, ancient monuments, sculptures, painting remains, and Ajanta caves, Baga caves, Ellora caves, etc. These archaeological sources also divided into epigraphy, the Brahmi, Kharoshti script inscriptions, which are in Sanskrit language, Pali language, Greek language, Arabic language, and many more. Also, these archaeological sources divided into another parts like copper plates, which has grants, land grants, danapatras, etc. Second, we can discuss the religious sources like literary religious sources. First is Vedic literature. Rig Veda, the oldest Vedic literature, the oldest Vedic form, which gave us the information in 10 Adhikaranas, 10 chapters. 10th chapter has discussed about Purush Sukta, or the Varna system, caste system, etc. Yajurveda discuss about how to perform yajnas. Samveda discuss about the psalm, the performers, the hymns, the rituals during yajna system. Atharvaveda, the fourth and last Vedic literature, which written in 10th century BC, and which give us the information about Ayurveda, society, culture, faith, blind faith, other karmakandas, rituals of Vedic society, Vedic people. Also, the environmental ecological information also we can found in Atharveda. The Brahman literature is another form, which also a famous source about ancient India, which gave us the information about Vedic literature and its descriptions, its analysis, its cultural value during ancient India. Aranyake or Upanishads, the Upanishad more than 108. These Upanishads also describe the Vedic philosophy, the lifestyle of Vedic people, position of woman, caste system, Varna system, economy, and other things. And when the Vedangas like Shiksha, Kalpa, Vyakarana, Nirukta, Chanda, Jyotisha, these things also give us the information about society, culture, economy of ancient India. Then Sardarshanas, which is six in parts, and which give us information about Vaisheshik Sardarshana, Vaisheshik philosophy by Kanad, Nyaya philosophy by Kanad, Sankhya philosophy by Kapil, Yoga philosophy by Patanjali, Mimamsa by Gemini, and Uttar Mimamsa by Bhadrayan. These Shardasanas also give the dimension of Vedic society, the people, the religious behaviors, rituals, ceremonies, position of women in ancient India. These all religious sources give us, especially Vedic Indian history. Then we can discuss about Sutra literature, which are also in Sanskrit language, Dharma Sutra, Shrutra Sutra, Graha Sutra, Kalpa Sutra. Then Purana literature, the stories, the description of Vedic philosophy, god and goddess during Vedic India, and the development of Hinduism during Gupta period. These Purana Granthas, Purana literature has Vishnu Puran, Garuda Puran, Matsya Puran, Varaha Puran, etc. And it also gave us the information about society, culture, economy of ancient India. Then we can discuss about second part of literature, especially literary source of ancient India, Buddhist literature, especially Tripitaka literature, Vinaya Pitaka, Sutta Pitaka, Abhidhamma Pitaka, which are in Pali language. Then Deepavansha, Mahavansh, these books in Sinhali language, originally written in Sri Lanka or Ceylon. Then Jatakathas in Sanskrit language, which has the stories of Bodhisattva of Mahayana cult. Then Divyavadan and other Nepali, Tibetan origin Buddhist literature, which also give us the information about Mauryan India, Buddhist India, and the development of Indian history, our society, our culture till 5th century AD or Common Era. Then Milinda Panaho, the book, our discussion about Naksen and the Menander or Milinda, the Indo-Greek ruler of Punjab. Then Buddha Charitam, this Sanskrit biography of Gautam Buddha, which was written by Ashwaghosh. This book also from 1st century AD, Common Era, from Kushan period, and which give us the information about Indian history, especially North India during Kushan Empire. Then we can discuss about Jain literature, which give us about information about Anga Upang Granth, which are in 12 numbers. Then these books in Ardhamagdi, Sanskrit, and Tamil languages. Also, we can discuss the sources of non-religious manner, non-religious features, like Kautilya's Arthashastra from Mauryan period, which has 15 chapters. Then Rajatarangini of Kalhan in Sanskrit language, which written in Kashmir in 12th century, but give the information about ancient Kashmir from the Gautam Buddha to the Kushan period. Then Bilana's Vikramadev Charitam, then Banas, Banbhatta's Harshacharitam, also Vishakadatta's Mudrakshas, and Murchikatikam of Raja Kshudrak. These all books, story collections, give us the information about society, culture, economy, polity of ancient India. Then we can discuss about the Kalidas and his literature in Sanskrit language, Malvika Mitra, then Raja Harshvardhan's Ratnavali and Pirdarshika, then Raja Hal of Satvahan dynasty, who was from Pathan of Pratishthan, who wrote a Prakrit language book, Gaha Saptasati, the 700 short poems. The collection gives us the historical information about ancient Deccan. Then we can discuss about the grammar books like Ashtadhyayi of Panini. Then another book, Charak Sanhita, which is about Ayurveda or medicine. Then Varahamir's Brida Katha. Then South Indian Tamil literature, especially from Cher Pandya Chol Empire in far south. Shilpadhikaram, Manimekhalai, Pattu Pattu. These all Tamil literature gave us the information about ancient South India. Then we can discuss about travelogues, foreign travel accounts. As I already said, the Herodotus, Indica of Megasthenes, and Periplus of Erythraean Sea, which written in Red Sea, Egypt, from by one unknown Greek traveler or sailor to west coast of India. These all books give us about the ancient Indian history. Then Chinese travelers like Fa Hian, Itzing, Yuan Sung gave us the information about Buddhist India, ancient India. At last, we can discuss about archaeological sources, which has excavated material like Harappa, Mohenjo-daro, Indus Valley civilization, remains, Great Bath like, and other metal, wooden, stone, sculptures, idols, statues, remains which found in excavation at Harappa, Mohenjo-daro, Chanhu-daro, Low-Mohenjo-daro, Ropar, Rangpur, Lothal, etc. Then coins in copper, gold, and silver forms. Then monuments like Chaitya, Viharas, Ajanta Ellora like, and Barabar caves in Patpatra or Bihar, Patna. These all archaeological sources, temples, remains, stupas, viharas, give us the information about ancient India and its archaeological aspects. And we can understand how the architecture, how the culture developed during ancient India. This is my presentation. Thanks for listening. Good day.